Before we go any further, let me add something important at the very beginning, something that sets the tone for everything that follows. Situations like this do not appear out of nowhere. They usually arise slowly, quietly, when routines settle in and emotions are no longer questioned on a daily basis. If you find yourself reading or listening to this and thinking, "This sounds uncomfortably familiar," then it is already a sign that something inside you is asking for attention, reflection, and honesty. Now, if you are living through a situation where there is a man who attracts you in a way that feels different, more intense than usual, and at the same time you already have a partner, the very first thing I would advise you to do is to stop. Stop everything. Pause the entire dynamic. This means creating distance, not seeing that man, not feeding the situation, and not allowing it to continue developing. Before doing anything else, before emotions deepen, before boundaries blur, before the situation becomes far more complex and painful, what you truly need to do is step back and analyze everything with a cool head and a rational mindset. Why? Because no matter what choice you end up making, it is not a minor decision. It is a meaningful, life-impacting decision. And decisions of this magnitude should never be made impulsively or purely from emotion. The first element you need to consider is temptation. Temptation is a universal human experience. Every single person encounters it at some point, and it exists everywhere. When someone chooses to share their life with a partner, they are not just choosing that person. They are also consciously or unconsciously choosing to renounce other possibilities. Deciding means giving something up. When you commit to a relationship, you are essentially saying, "I choose this person, and I choose not to pursue the other men or women who may appear in my life." In that sense, it is unrealistic and even naive to believe that temptations will simply disappear. They won't. Interesting people will continue to exist. Attractive, intelligent, engaging individuals will still cross your path. That is normal. What truly matters is determining what exactly this feeling is. You must ask yourself whether what you are experiencing toward this other man is nothing more than temptation, a fleeting attraction, a spark fueled by novelty, or whether it goes deeper than that. If it is simply temptation and nothing else, then the situation is far less serious than it feels in the moment. Temptation by itself does not require you to destroy a life you have already built. To properly understand what is happening, you must also examine your current relationship. This part is essential. Often, when something or someone appealing appears outside the couple, the real issue is not actually outside, it is inside the relationship itself. Instead of directing all your attention outward and allowing yourself to be swept away by attraction, what you should do is turn inward and analyze your own environment, your own partnership. This analysis is crucial because if your relationship were truly fulfilling, stable, and emotionally solid, that other person might have crossed your path without leaving any mark at all. You may not even have noticed him. Attraction from the outside often highlights cracks that already exist within the couple. So ask yourself honestly, does your current relationship truly have a future? This question is not about nostalgia, about how you fell in love, or about the immediate emotions stirred by this new person. It is about projection. It is about the long term. What does your relationship offer you moving forward? Can you genuinely see yourself in a few years sharing your life with your partner as it is now? Do you share enough values, goals, and affinities? Is there a strong, shared life project that makes sense for both of you? This is a key reflection, and it deserves time and sincerity. Equally important is the other side of the equation. How does your partner see you? Does he imagine a future with you? Does he include you in his plans? Does he show through actions and not just words that you matter to him? Love and commitment must exist on both sides. It is not enough for you to question your feelings. You must also evaluate his. Now, I want to offer you an important warning, one that becomes very clear once you truly understand it. In situations like this, many people make the same mistake. They begin comparing their current relationship with the one they imagine or feel with this new, tempting person. They place both relationships on the same level and judge them side by side. I hear this constantly in consultations. I don't feel the same thing for my husband or my partner as I feel for this other man. But this comparison is fundamentally flawed. Why? Because relationships go through stages. They are not static. They evolve, deepen, stagnate, and sometimes renew themselves over time. A long-term relationship is built day by day through shared experiences, responsibilities, challenges, and compromises. It has depth, history, and structure. A new attraction, on the other hand, exists in an explosive, idealized phase fueled by novelty, fantasy, and projection. Comparing these two is like comparing apples and pears. Yes, they are both fruits, but they are not the same. They exist in different categories and serve different purposes. The stage you are currently in with your partner cannot and should not be compared to the initial dazzling stage of someone new entering your life. So do not fall into the trap of comparing a snapshot of your present relationship with your partner to the fantasy image of a relationship that has not yet been tested by reality. They are not equivalent, and thinking they are will only distort your judgment. There is another exercise that can help you gain clarity. Ask yourself this: do you truly have the strength to end your current relationship? Not to replace it immediately, but to leave it entirely, whether to be with someone else or even to be alone. Sometimes, the appearance of a tempting person acts as a wake-up call. It forces you to realize that your relationship may already be deeply deteriorated and that staying no longer makes sense for you. If the idea of leaving your partner crosses your mind seriously, then you must also carefully evaluate what you would lose by doing so. And this loss is not only emotional, it is practical, social, and structural. Consider the economic stability you might give up, the support system you currently have, the relationship with extended family, shared friendships, children if there are any, and even work-related or lifestyle aspects. Ending a relationship means losing the entire ecosystem that comes with it. And if you decide to make that change, that loss is the price you will pay. The more clearly you understand this cost, the more grounded and realistic your decision will be. But your analysis should not stop there. You must also examine the possible relationship with this other man. Ask yourself difficult but necessary questions. What is his situation? Is he married, separated, emotionally available? What does his daily life look like? Why has he noticed you? Is he drawn to you because his own life is filled with problems and you represent an escape from his reality? Are his feelings genuine and aligned with yours? Or are you simply a temporary refuge because he does not know how to resolve his own relationship or emotional conflicts? You need to understand whether you are a true choice for him or merely a convenient option in a moment of crisis. These distinctions matter more than people like to admit. Finally, imagine the life you would realistically have if you chose to leave your partner and be with this man. not the fantasy, reality. What kind of coexistence would you have? What values do you share? What level of emotional, intellectual, and economic compatibility exists between you? How would daily life look beyond attraction? Because in the end, any decision you make will only be as good as the depth and honesty of the analysis behind it. The more clearly you understand both paths, the one you are on and the one you are tempted by, the more confident and peaceful you will feel about the choice you make. Before concluding this video, I would like to take a moment to offer 2 reflections on the topic we have been exploring. Let me start by saying that situations like the one we are discussing are delicate, and they demand honesty with ourselves, patience, and a certain level of introspection. It is not just a matter of feelings, it is also a matter of life choices, priorities, and consequences. So, let's pause for a moment and consider these reflections carefully. The first reflection is straightforward but crucial. You cannot be with 2 people at the same time. In the end, a decision must be made, and you will have to choose one person or the other. You cannot continue to divide your heart or your attention between 2 relationships without causing harm to yourself and to others. Now, you might be asking yourself, what does that really mean in practice? Well, it means that whatever path you decide to take, there will inevitably be a cost. Every choice involves renunciation. If you choose to remain with your current partner, you are, by definition, giving up the possibility of being with this new man, as well as anyone else who might appear in your life. Conversely, if you decide to leave your partner and pursue this new connection, you are also leaving behind everything you have shared with your current partner, every memory, every project, every plan for the future that included them. It is essential to understand that no decision in these situations is free of loss. Every choice comes with a trade-off. This is why it is so important to weigh things carefully. Ask yourself, does what I expect to gain from this decision justify what I will have to give up? It is not enough to follow your emotions blindly. You need to measure the value of what is at stake and make sure that the potential gains truly compensate for the losses. This is a fundamental point. Any choice without thoughtful evaluation may lead to regret. The second reflection is equally important. Regardless of how thrilling or intense your feelings may be for this new man, you must remain realistic. All romantic relationships evolve over time, and every couple inevitably experiences moments of routine, calm, or even monotony. The initial explosive passion and intensity that dazzles us at the start of a relationship cannot last forever. This is why it is so misleading to compare your current relationship with your partner to the excitement of a new attraction. They exist on entirely different levels. The spark with a new person is fresh, immediate, and powerful, while the connection with your partner has depth, history, and shared experience. You must understand that if you chose to pursue a new relationship, there will almost certainly come a time when the initial excitement fades, and the relationship begins to resemble the very qualities and challenges that exist in your current partnership. And this is where a serious evaluation is necessary. If your core compatibility or spiritual connection with the new person is not particularly strong, you might find yourself realizing, sometimes too late, that your bond with your current partner was deeper or more meaningful. Many people only recognize the true value of their partner after they have walked away, when the consequences of their choice become undeniable. That is why caution is essential. Couple relationships are inherently complex, and emotions do not always align neatly with reason. Often they diverge, pulling us in different directions. That is why many people come to consultation, to regain a sense of clarity and take control of their emotional life. My goal here is to provide a framework that encourages calm, thoughtful reflection on what it means to be committed to a partner while simultaneously feeling attracted to someone else. This is not a rare phenomenon. At some point in life, almost everyone encounters someone who captures their attention. The critical question is not simply whether the person is interesting, but whether the attraction is sufficient to outweigh what you already have, and whether you fully appreciate what you have before considering leaving it behind. Ultimately, any decision you make is personal. No one else can choose for you, and neither I nor anyone else can impose a path. Each individual must evaluate their own circumstances, values, and priorities. The crucial point is that this evaluation must be honest and comprehensive. You cannot allow yourself to be carried away by fleeting desire or by a temporary surge of attraction, which may in reality be little more than physical or superficial. Being in a committed relationship requires far more than initial fascination. It requires stability, mutual effort, shared values, and long-term compatibility. It is true, of course, that sometimes a relationship is genuinely deteriorated. If your partnership is in crisis, if it is deeply unsatisfying, or if it involves psychological abuse or any form of harm, then the presence of a tempting outside person can act as an important signal, a wake-up call that change is necessary. In such cases, the reflection should not be merely, should I stay with one person or the other? Instead, it should be, am I truly happy in this relationship? If the answer is no, the first step is to focus on leaving the unhealthy situation or improving it, rather than rushing into another connection. Take a step back, calm your emotions, and make a measured plan for your life before considering alternative partners. It is essential to separate the decision about leaving a current partner from the decision about pursuing someone new. First, address the reality of your present relationship. If it is not working, commit yourself to making the necessary changes, whether that involves working on it with professional guidance, establishing clear boundaries, or leaving it entirely. Only once you have clarity about your existing partnership can you responsibly evaluate new possibilities. This framework ensures that any subsequent choices are made from a position of awareness and control rather than impulsive emotion. It allows you to weigh the advantages and disadvantages of staying versus leaving, of continuing versus starting anew, and to measure the potential fulfillment against the inevitable sacrifices. By approaching the situation in this way, you gain a realistic perspective on both the current relationship and the potential new one. You create space for reflection, reducing the risk of rash decisions that could result in regret or emotional harm. In conclusion, take the time to assess what you have with your partner, what you could gain or lose by leaving, and the true nature of your attraction to someone else. Consider the emotional, practical, and long-term implications of each path. Do not allow yourself to be driven solely by immediate desire. Understand that all relationships evolve, that the excitement of a new connection is temporary, and that stability, depth, and compatibility are what ultimately sustain a meaningful partnership. By applying this thoughtful approach, you can carefully balance the positives and negatives of your current relationship against the allure of new possibilities. This will empower you to make a decision that is measured, informed, and reflective of your true needs and values. It will prevent you from making choices driven only by transient emotions and help you navigate this challenging situation with clarity, wisdom, and self-awareness. Before you go, take a moment. Thank yourself for being here, for listening, for showing up today. You don't have to have everything figured out. Just keep taking small steps. I'll see you in the next story.